Round 3 of the Triple Crown Series had us back in St. Julie, Quebec for the first time since 2012. Here we are with 250 Moto 1. Check out that great start by young Alec Guadano, the 427. Things didn't end up well for him. He ended up dropping back to 24th, but great start for him. As you see, Preston Kilroy, just money on these starts. There's 102 Jared Allison. This will be the last we're going to see of him. He had some support riding beside the Gopher Dunes Honda Canada team this weekend. But out front, Preston Kilroy had number 24, that's Dylan Rempel, being chased down by Ryder McNabb, who would have his fair share of struggles, was feeling a little under the weather. And there is number 54, that's Dylan Walsh, trying to make some moves on Noah Viney, who rode very solid in this one to 4th place. Rempel and McNabb would find themselves going back and forth. As you can see, there was quite a bit of rain overnight. Track was pretty muddy. Noah Viney in 4th there, trying to hold off Dylan Walsh. Walton Kawasaki rider out of New Zealand in 5th place. Great to see number 64. That's Wyatt Kerr back from that broken kneecap. Wasn't able to race out west. This is his first round. There he is chasing Blake Davies. As second and third continue to chase each other. No troubles out front though. Fastest qualifier Preston Kilroy. A little look back there. We can now see the two riders still going at it. And there is Wyatt Kerr trying to get himself around Blake Davies. A little bit of smoke coming from the motor. They would end up having to change out for the second moto. Dylan Walsh, as his motor starts showing signs of weakening. You can see him now fading back a little, trying to work his bike back around the track. As this battle, Blake Davies and Wyatt Kerr. Kerr drop back a little bit here, trying an inside line up this greasy slope. He would end up making a pass. Bad start for Sebastian Racine. He would have to work his way up. He got by both those riders, Davies and Kerr. And now we see McNabb got himself into 2nd place, but it wouldn't last long there. You can see a little bit of smoke coming. Kerr smells blood in the water. He would get past him as Racine now close in, and he would get by both of them. Oh, and there it is on lap 8. Trouble for Dylan Walsh. Would take him out of this one. And his day wouldn't get much better, as we will see in the second moto. Out front, smooth sailing though for Preston Kilroy. Track a little one-lined here. Tough as they got through some lap traffic. And there it was. Rempel back into 2nd place. McNabb having to work hard. He went down. A little bit of pain he was. Taking the lead though. Nice close battle, 1, 2, 3. That's Kilroy. Followed by Rempel and McNabb battling it to the line. They were a minute and a half ahead of number 73, who had Sebastian Racine right on him. That's 4th and 5th, Viney and Racine. 450 Moto 1 took off just after the 250 race. Look at that jump by number 84, Tanner Ward. Evan Stice there, number 25, but money again on the stars. Number 1, Jess Pettis, fast qualifier out front. 2nd to Tanner Ward. 3rd to Dylan Wright. Dylan Wright still feeling some pain there from that crash he had. There's number 71. Preston Masiangelo making an appearance, and a terrible start for Phil Nicoletti. He would have his work cut out for him. Gavin Bruff there, number 31, would go with him throughout this moto. Out front, two guys we're always looking at here though. Jess Pettis, Dylan Wright started doing their thing out front. Dylan Wright not feeling great still working himself back up to 100%. 3rd place, Tanner Ward, looking good in this one. They would have a moto long battle him between number 377, Daniel Elmore, as Stice tries to go with them. Number 90, great start for him, Isaac Guadano. And that's Josh Boaz. He's up here out of Minnesota for a trip up to our nationals. Good to see that. Lots of American riders made the trip. And there's Bruff and Nicoletti trying to work their way up. Jess Pettis and Dylan Wright. Tanner Ward, this moto long battle between Telqua BC's Daniel Elmore trying to hold off Stice. Stice would actually end up in 13th, and there's Boaz and Guadano, and a close call there for Jess Pettis, getting a little out of shape there as he tries to keep Dylan Wright back. Track coming around a little from the first 250 moto, but man, still a little bit greasy in spots, and you can see this battle just went on and on for the entire moto. Stice, Boaz, trying to hold off Isaac Guadano. Guadano would drop back to 15th in this one, number 107. That's Lars Van Berkel. He would end up 7th. Nice little battle. Porter, Gaynor, Schmidt, Tanner Scott, Parker Eels. Bad start for Quinn Amiot. He'd have to work his way up to 8th. There goes Massiangelo. And that whole group would have Nicoletti behind them. Phil would be able to get past all of them and work his way up into the top 5. He was trying to get around Boaz. 2 American riders would actually stay close in this one. Phil would make the pass, but he would not be able to pull away. Dario Zecca working the pit board for Van Berkel. The win went to Jess Pettis, the full minute up on Dylan Wright, who would hold on to 2nd place. Obviously not feeling great. Solid 3rd place for Tanner Ward as he holds off the charge of Daniel Elmore. And working his way all the way up to 5th place, that's Phil Nicoletti. So a solid ride by him, and there's Boaz right behind him in 6th. .250, Moto 2 off the line. Track continuing to dry up. That one little spot there, though, is Wyatt Kerr tries an inside move, but it's Preston Kilroy being chased down by number 24. Dylan Rempel, another great start by him. 3rd place on that stock motor. That's Blake Davies, 6'5", almost 200 pounds. Good for them to get that bike out at the front of the pack. Not what the other riders want to see. Fastest qualifier, Preston Kilroy out front. Gaining confidence every round this year is Dylan Rempel. The yellow is of the stage 1 winners. That's the 2 MX101 riders. Sebastian Racine with a much better start, getting around Blake Davies. Nathan Germain, that's the number 46 there. He would end up 8th in this one. And you can see more troubles for Ryder McNabb as he'd have to make some passes again. Dylan Walsh, he would only make it 3 laps in this one with some more troubles for him with another DNF. So a tough day for him. Tricky little step up there. Noah Viney. He would end up 7th in this one, getting chased by Wyatt Kerr. Kerr would make that pass, get himself up into 6th. There's Germain. Behind him, we've got Cole Pranger. Man, ray of sunshine there. Cole Pranger, Rookie of the Year so far, trying to hold off the 2-time champ Ryder McNabb. Riding angry in this one. It was obvious to see as you watched him. Take a little look at this little horseshoe here. You can see this top 3 battle. They would end up putting 45 seconds on 4th place rider. We'll check to see where they are. Heading a little tricky through the lap traffic as there were pretty deep ruts, leaving basically one good line. Risky to go outside that. And there's Blake Davies. Looking good there. He'd stayed 5th place in this one. Ryder McNabb chasing him down. He would make the pass to grab 4th. Wyatt Kerr getting around Viney. Bring him up into 6th place. He would end up tying with Davies with 30 points for 6th and 7th between those two. You can just see the pace and anger Ryder McNabb is riding with as Davies tries to go at him. But out front, nice top 3 battle here. Kilroy 1-1. 2nd to Rempel, his first ever 2nd place overall. And 3rd to Racine. 4th, 45 seconds back to McNabb. And 5th, Blake Davies. Round 3, 250 podium. 3rd place to Ryder McNabb as he limps up there a little bit. 2nd to Dylan Rempel. 1st overall, Preston Kilroy.
Oh, it was a great race out there. All these boys are riding really good, so getting off the start was key, and I did that both motos today, so I'm pretty stoked with that. My bike's been running really good, and hooking off the start's really good, so I'm quite pleased with today. Fastest qualifier and then both moto wins is cherry on top, so like I said, keep the momentum going into next weekend.
.450 Moto 2 gets off the line. Who's it going to be? A nice little jump there by Tanner Ward out front there. Jess Pettis in 2nd. Good start by Stice. Trouble for number 28, Sam Gaynor. Crashes, gets stuck under, and something must have happened to his rad cap in that fall because we'll see what happens later. Tanner Ward 2nd. Another great start for Elmore. Better start for Quinn Amiot this time as he's up in there, as is Gavin Bruffs. Won't have to come from the back. But Tanner Ward on the first lap fell off the side of the track, went down into some rocks, had to start from dead last. He'd make it all the way up to 11th in this one. Jess Pettis getting out front, gets to work. Dylan Wright in his familiar spot there now in 2nd place. third much better start this time too for Phil Nicoletti. Check out number 377, Daniel Elmore. He's got Quinn Amiot with him and Evan Stice. There's Lars Van Berkel and Gavin Bruff. As you can see, pretty tricky. Guys are saying there's pretty much 100% traction on it. Very, very tacky. Dylan Wright still feeling the effects of that crash on his arm. Nicoletti knows this is his chance to beat him. Phil actually is in second place in the points. Elmore now. Triumph rider Evan Stice. He would end up 6th in this one. And you can see the steam there from Sam Gaynor's bike. Number 64, that's Robbie Wageman on the electric Stark. A first ever in professional racing up here in the Canadian Nationals. He didn't race the first one, 19th in this one from back in 27th. Oh, and there's Josh Boaz. He was up in 7th early, but problems for him, put him dead last. He would have to work his way up to 17th. Phil Nicoletti riding the front wheel a little bit there. Daniel Elmore looking good, but if you look right behind him, Quinn Amiot is closing in. He would actually make that pass. Jess Pettis just flawless right now, 29 points up on second place in the points. Amiot now about ready to pounce. Daniel Elmore said, as you can see with the ruts, difficult. Once you get in a rut, it's hard to get out, so some lap traffic became a problem for him. Dylan Wright doing what he can, about 36 seconds back. There's Robbie Wageman right there behind Michael Da Silva. When Amiot and Elmore, they wouldn't be too far behind Nicoletti at the end of this one. Put on a nice show, but at the end, 36 seconds off. That's Jess Pettis going 1-1. Looking pretty unbeatable right now. Over and says hello to Cale Foster, his mechanic. Second place, Dylan Wright. Heading to his team's home race next week at Gopher Dunes. Phil Nicoletti's going to grab third, a full minute back. Just ahead of Quinn Amiot in 4th, and just back here we spin back to Daniel Elmore in 5th.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of speechless. We've been working hard. It's been a long couple of years of rebuilding, and what a hell of a start to the season. I don't know what to say. I hope everybody comes out to our place in 2 weeks, and let's see what we can do at home.
Third place to Phil Nicoletti on the day. Second to Dylan Wright. First overall, Jess Pettis.
I've been out in Quebec for like 3 or 4 years now, living in Bromont, so not too far from here. It's such an amazing place. I gotta learn my French a little more for you guys, but it is truly amazing out here. We have some great tracks. I come and ride here quite a bit. Remy and the guys at St. Julie, they're always welcoming, and it's the home track for me now. So I had a lot of weight on my shoulders today to try and perform for you guys and make it a 1-1, and I'm glad I could do that. A little guy here, he tells me to bring a #1 trophy home every weekend, so it ain't so easy, but we got it done today.
Not really when I get my ass kicked by Jess and Dylan, so yeah, I gotta swallow my pride and go back to work. And I was hoping the track would be more my cup of tea from the first 2 rounds, but I struggle on the hard pack slick and the ruts like this, so I got spaghetti legs out there, and I tried to hang on to Dylan for as long as possible, but sad to say, but I just don't have it. So keep digging and keep trying and putting the work in during the week. But yeah, I like to thank the Walton Kawasaki guys, and glad I worked my way up to 5th, so it put me in podium contention for the second moto. But yeah, I'm having a blast. Even though I'm old and washed up, it's still fun.